The latest entry-level device for the Redmi series is the Redmi 10A, and it is also a successor to the Redmi 9A. The Redmi 10A came with a lot of updated features. One of them is the dual camera and a fingerprint sensor. On this video today, I'll be highlighting those updated features and specifications. At 194 grams, the Redmi 10A is a fairly light device. It has a similar rugged texture to the Redmi 10C, which provides a good amount of grips, all thanks to its 3D curved edges. Compared to other Xiaomi devices, the Redmi 10A isn't really that slim. At the back of this device is where you find the square design that houses the rear camera and the fingerprint sensor. At the front of this device is where you find the selfie camera with a dot drop notch display. And at the right hand side of this device is where you find the SIM tray, where you insert your SIM cards, and there's also a space for an external memory card for storage expansion. The micro USB port and the speaker grill is located at the bottom of this device with a small cutout for the microphone. At the top of this device is where you have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and located at the right hand side is where you have the volume keys and the power button. A lot of you might be wondering, like, why are they still using a USB 2.0 port in their low-end phones? Well, this has to do with pricing. For them to be able to maintain their price range for their entry-level devices, they have to use the USB 2.0 port in their low-end device. For color options, Redmi 10A comes in graphite grey, chrome silver and sky blue, and I think this is also a bit of an upgrade from the previous one. This device comes with a 6.53 IPS display with a resolution of 720 x 1600 pixels that amounts to a pixel density of 269 ppi. And to be honest with you, the display for the Redmi 10A is not an excellent one, especially when it comes to the color accuracy. But this is an entry level device and you shouldn't be expecting more when it comes to the display quality. Despite this device missing out on the high refresh rate and AMOLED screen, the Xiaomi MIUI interface has a ton of features to improve the LCD panel. There are night mode and night reading modes in the phone's display settings that makes it more fun and enticing. It also comes with the reading mode and blue eye protections that helps to keep your eyes at ease after spending a long hour on your phone. If you are one of those users whose display is one of your first priorities when buying a smartphone, then it is better for you to spend your money on the Redmi 10C, or you go for the high-end series, which are the Redmi Note 11 series. Moving on to the camera, Redmi 10A has a dual 30MP rear camera sensor with a LED flash housed in the square camera design. The front panel is dominated by a 5MP lenses, which is also the same on the Redmi 9A. At the introduction part of this video, I said that the Redmi 10A came with some updated features, and the camera is one of them. I tried out the camera and video quality on the Redmi 10A. Pictures taken with the phone's rear camera in daylight settings are decent with good details and good colors reproductions, but the dynamic range is not that good. Likewise, the HDR, as it takes time to process. The phone lacks optical image stabilization, which is the OIS. Even though we didn't expect to see it on an entry-level device, the 5MP selfie camera from the Redmi 10A is also very appealing despite its low sensor. The front and rear camera can shoot up to 1080p videos at 30fps, so the overall video quality tends to be great for social media clips and video calling. For overall performance, the Redmi 10A has a decent camera that befits its pricing. For performance and software, the Redmi 10A is powered by a MediaTek Helio G25 and a 12nm processor running on an Android 11 MIUI 12.5. Using this device for calls, browsing, texting and watching content can be swift without any form of interruptions. Running some applications might take a little longer to open, but when you start switching between multiple open web pages some of them will refresh itself. For gaming, this is an Helio G25 phone, and I'm not sure this device can handle high intensive games like PUBG and the rest. For software updates, Xiaomi has a record of providing at least a year or two of Android software updates on their devices, so we should expect the Redmi 10A to be among the phones to receive the Android 12 update. For storage, this device comes with 3 storage options. One of them is the 2GB of RAM, 32GB of ROM. We have the 3GB of RAM, 64GB of ROM, and we have the 4GB of RAM, 128GB of ROM. And the best part of this is that there is a version depending on your budget, unlike the Redmi 9A that came with just one storage option. And the RAM for each of them are expandable, so if you are getting the 4GB of RAM, you can extend it with the additional 1GB of RAM to make it 5GB of RAM. You can find it when you go to the setting on the RAM extension. When it comes to the battery capacity, one thing Xiaomi phones does not lack is the decent battery life. The Redmi 10A has a 5000 mAh battery that easily lasts for a day without connecting it to a charger. However, for an average user, they can easily get a 2 days battery life with this device. And also, there's an ultra power mode that will stretch the battery life further, which is helpful especially when the phone battery is low and there is no power supply to charge it. For pricing, the Redmi 10A is one of the most affordable smartphones in 2022 from Xiaomi. The Redmi 10A is available in all markets. For 58,000 naira, which is roughly $98, you'll be getting the 2GB of RAM, 32GB of storage. And for the 3GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, you'll be getting it for 67,000 naira, which is equivalent to 114 in dollar. And for the 4GB of RAM and the 128GB of ROM, you'll be getting it for 79,000 naira, which is equivalent to 133,000 in dollars. This device is one of the entry-level device for Redmi series, and it is the smartphone that is designed for fans to enjoy the company's amazing features without compromise. If you're new to this channel, kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel for more amazing reviews on smartphones.